Hey Jerks, and welcome back to the Beer of the Week subscription. I'm Matt.
And I'm Luke.
And this is the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week. Every week our Beer Jerk subscribers around the country drink the same beer and we talk about it and enjoy it. This week we've got a Saison from our mates up at 8 Wired in Auckland, just to the north of Auckland. So I think they're technically still in Auckland, aren't they, Luke?
Yeah.
So they're within the border. And a Saison is a style we're both huge fans of.
Cheers.
Classic silence while we drink.
We're going to talk because I've had this one before. So, have they launched this as part of their core range, or is it going to be every summer that it will come out?
Well, I think they're releasing it seasonally, and that's kind of the whole vibe behind a Saison, meaning season in French. And it's a beer that was originally designed to be brewed historically in the Belgian countryside for the farmers. So they'd finish their days plowing the fields and harvesting the wheat and all that kind of stuff. And the farmer's wife would usually be the one who's making the beers. And they'd come home for a lovely, refreshing Saison in the afternoon.
Yeah, so Saison's part of this lovely Northern European family of beers that are designed to be really drinkable in the warm weather and use wheat. So
and broadly referred to as farmhouse ales.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty broad family that covers a lot of historical brewing practices.
Yeah, so there's the sort of Saison's twin, I suppose, is a grisette, which is a very, very similar beer, but the history of that goes back to miners rather than Saison being to farmers, but recipes are often quite similar. There's not a huge amount of difference between a grisette and a Saison. And then you've got, of course, all the German wheat-style beers, and you've got unusual things like a Berliner Weisse and all the lovely Hefeweizens and things like that. And it's a beer for drinking, and it's got it's all about the yeast, I suppose, as well as having the wheat, which gives it a really nice sort of body and mouth feel and makes it feel like a nice full beer.
Kind of gives it kind of I like fluffiness to the texture when you're drinking it. And really aids that drinkability. And that wheat kind of provides a super clean and bright base for, as Luke says, that yeast character to sing. And a lot of the differences, both regionally and between different breweries, in a style like a Saison, is down to the yeast. You hear a lot in modern brewing about the hops and the malt when it comes to IPAs and dark beers and reds and browns and stuff like that. But yeast, I think, is it's possibly probably the most important ingredient in beer. It's what makes it beer.
There's no beer without yeast.
And it provides a huge amount of character, as it does in this beer. And even in your IPAs and your dark beers, you're getting yeast character even if it's not at the forefront like it is here. But it's this really interesting expression of flavour coming from the yeast. You're getting kind of peppery spice, you're getting that kind of peppery spice is kind of the main one, but
beyond being spicy, I'm just trying to sort of put my tongue on if there are any specific. Like clove is often a flavour that people link to these styles of beers, but I don't think there's much clove in it.
Yeah, no, I think this is a cleaner expression of a Saison. It's not that kind of really kind of stressed out yeast that's kind of pushed to the max. It's designed.
Which you have with a lot of the German Hefeweizens, and they're the beers that do taste a lot of bananas.
Right, and some soft fruits and stuff like that. Yep. So a nice little balance of esters and phenols, which are the kind of those flavour compounds that the yeast produce. But yeah, it's a little phenolic spice there, a little estery fruitiness, but really nice and restrained and balanced to aid that drinkability. I think we go on and on about New Zealand's opposition to wheat beers. And I think that a lot of that comes down to these kind of styles that have been brewed badly in the past, and where these yeasts get stressed out, they can produce some quite harsh phenolic flavours and some really aggressive characteristics that come out of those yeasts. Whereas I think more New Zealanders should be drinking beers like this, where all the flavours are so subtle and well integrated. Nothing's leaping out at you, but it's bright and lively. It's got kind of a bit of softness to it, but without being so soft that it's heavy or pillowy. It's still kind of got a spritzy carbonation, which kind of lets it sing on your tongue a bit. So it's a really nice expression of the style.
Yeah, and this is a beer that you could drink many of all summer long, and all throughout the year. And it's nice seeing, so obviously 8 Wide have been going for, I think, 12 years now, or thereabouts.
Yeah, a long time.
And Soren's background and a lot of his inspiration in brewing is around European styles. And we've always seen that with just the really fantastic lagers that they make and a lot of the wild ferment things, sort of the barrel aging that they do, and the Brussels wild ferment lambic style beers that they do that's so fantastic. And
look out for the new sour spontaneous release coming out pretty soon, which we're very excited about.
yeah, the Flanders Red. Can I say that?
I don't know if we're allowed to say that. That's what
Beat that out.
I was obfuscating there.
Yeah, they got something very exciting coming out soon that we're going to have a keg of here at the Fridge and Flagon. And but it's nice to have their like your everyday European styles as well. And we've been really loving the Lupolo. They've done a couple of batches of.
Yeah, their Italian Pilsner is tasting great. And again, along those Belgian lines, their rendition of the Devil, which we had as beer of the week about 6 months ago, a year ago.
Loved it, yeah.
Who knows? Time means nothing
At some point.
Yeah, that was a kind of another beautiful example of a very different kind of take on the Belgian style. Again, yeast forward, but if you try this side by side with that, they're actually relatively similar beers in their composition, though rendition is beefed up. But it really gives you a showcase of how yeast can express itself differently across different beers with a bit more of an ABV behind it in rendition.
Yeah.
But yeah, just really showcasing that. It'll be quite a similar barley and wheat malt base, fairly stripped back, but really kind of allowing those different yeast characters to sing when they're treated differently.
And obviously there are hops in this beer, but they're noble European hops, and they just give it just a nicely balanced bitterness and some more herbal notes rather than sort of the new world modern hops that we see in a lot of the pale ales and IPAs that we love, which are more sort of citrus and stone fruit and pine needles. The hops in here are yeah, they definitely take a back seat. It's all about the yeast and then the interesting body and the wheat side to it. But yeah, the hops are definitely a good supporting character.
Yeah, yeah. All in all, a lovely natural Saison that yeah, you can always get more of. We've got this for sale on the online store now, so you can grab a few of those if you want to. If this is your jam for summer and coming into autumn, that's what comes after summer. But yeah, despite it being a seasonal beer, it's really a beer for all seasons. So.
It is a beer for all seasons. Talking of seasons, this Monday is Valentine's Day, so if you haven't bought a Valentine's gift yet, head to the BOTW website. If you're too late to get things delivered, you can buy them a voucher from the BOTW website, or bring to the Fridge and Flagon for a nice romantic trip out in our warehouse amongst the kegs.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
We have our new Small Gods release coming out before our next video, so that's going to be dropping early next week. If you like this, you'll love that.
Yeah, not a million miles away.
Not a million miles away. Kind of again a different take on a on those kind of clean European styles where yeast is at the forefront. So keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't signed up for Tex Beer and you want to try the new Small Gods beer, who knows? You might get a deal.
Yeah, if you haven't signed up to Text Beer yet, you should definitely get involved there. So that's the thing where you go through your details on the website, and then we send you a text message once or twice a week with an amazing, unbeatable beer deal from an independent brewery. And then you just reply yes to order, and you get the beer the next day.
Yeah, so
pretty great. It's been going gangbusters. We've done 3 deals so far in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've got one going live in the next 15 minutes or so, and then who knows what's coming next week. Big surprise.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoy this beer of the week, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, chaps.